everybody, it's Brian back with Inspiring How You See That. We're the channel that talks about all different kinds of music and entertainment and interviews some of your favorite artists. And I have some very special guests with me today. This is Meat Loaf. And guys, thank you so much for being here with me.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I should say we're here at the Hard Rock in Pittsburgh. And you guys just played in Pittsburgh a few months ago because we saw you up at Jurgles.
We did.
So is this your second time in Pittsburgh then? Or?
First time officially in the city, I think.
Is Vinoski Winery considered Pittsburgh?
Close.
Okay,
Close.
So we did Vinoski last year, and we were in Westchester, which is definitely not Pittsburgh, but we love the Pennsylvania area, that's for sure.
Sure. Before we go any further, each of you could just kind of introduce yourself and what you do in the band.
David, bass.
My name is Benny. I'm Meat Loaf, or Cowboy from Hell.
Les, guitar.
And I'm Greg. I keep people in line.
Nice. Somebody's got to do that, so.
And in time.
Nice. Now, how long have you guys been together? Obviously, as Meat Loaf, you're a Meat Loaf tribute band. And I got to say, if you guys haven't seen them, it feels like you're watching and listening to Meat Loaf. It's an incredible show.
Thank you.
So how long have you guys been at this?
About 7 years.
Okay.
I think 6 years. I think that sounds right.
Yeah. 6, 7. Okay. How about you guys? they're new. They're new. These guys are new.
I don't even know where to begin.
What time is it? What time is it right now?
And I should say, Benny's wife, Ariel, plays an integral part in the band. Of course, she had to watch the merch table, so that's why she couldn't be here. But we want to thank you guys again for being here.
Thank you.
Now, did you all grow up with a love of Meat Loaf, and then how did you all come together to start this?
The only song I'd even heard when they asked me to join the band was Anything for Love. I think it was a big hit when I was in 4th or 5th grade, something like that.
Okay.
So, but I wasn't familiar with the music, and they gave me, I looked up the Spotify list, and the songs were long. I'm like, there's a lot to remember, but I found myself practicing, and then before you know it, a couple days later, I'm remembering all the parts. I'm like, I think we could do this. I want to do my
You're like, wait a second, who is this bassist? Kasim Sultan.
Really
This guy's a freak show.
Nice.
Yeah, so my mom kind of got me into, beyond the I Do Anything for Love, it was Rearview Mirror that my mom got me into.
Okay.
There was a surface level love for Meat Loaf until we dove headfirst into the catalog, and then we're like, man, every single player in this band, from Steinman to Kasim Sultan to Todd Rundgren, they're all crazy good. Obviously, Meat himself is epic. So, yeah, we got a serious love for the theatrics and just the genius of the writing.
Sure. Now, how did you guys all meet?
Me? I get it.
Like what I did there?
We all perform on the same scene in South Florida for a number of years, and we had known each other down there, so you just kind of reach out when you need to one of your own pond first before you look elsewhere.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We'll go ahead and that way
I
I'll
was
hear.
told if I want to be the drummer, I have to learn it.
Yep.
Pretty much.
That was even a prerequisite to most things in life.
If you want, you guys can hold that. I can share this one. If that'll work.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Looks like Ariel vanished.
She was here for a second. And then you guys also, I was reading that you do some corporate events and you do a lot of different covers of not just Meat Loaf, but all kinds of different things. So
Absolutely.
Actually, do this song playing right
So
now.
that's where we met this guy, and that's basically Dave's in our corporate.
Okay.
Les has yet to get into our corporate stuff, but we're doing everything from Bruno Mars to Beatles, everything. Anything under the sun that a buyer might want in South Florida for a wedding or a corporate event. We tend to
Pretty
just
big
say,
catalog.
okay, we'll learn it.
nice.
Big nice stretch of stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. So you all started, and we were talking beforehand, you in South Florida, and in the past couple years or so, you said you've started to branch out to other areas. So what made you want to do that, and how's it been so far?
Do you guys want to?
Amazing.
Yeah.
In a word.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got its ups and downs with touring, and everything does. It's like family being together. You're gonna have your moments, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I've seen so much, done so much, been fortunate to do this.
We all had a dream, and when we started out, we're like, I want to be that rock star. I want to tour around, live the life, and we're getting a taste of it right now. It's beautiful. And obviously, we are not Meat Loaf, but we get to, sign autographs and take pictures with fans that really, truly appreciate what we do.
Sure.
And you get the aging factor with these rock stars from that era in the 60s, 70s. These guys are now 70, 80 years old.
Yeah.
So people still have a desire to hear, some really well-composed and well-written music. This is a great way for them to do that. And the only way to get that out there is get the message out there, is to let them see it live and experience it.
Sure.
You know what's crazy?
Build it out.
We've got a lot of repeat people, and a lot of the people that I always make it a point to scan the audience when I'm playing, and I see so many people chant the words, just being like encompassed into the show. I mean, people I've seen actually cry, and the way their emotions are.
Oh, sure.
All that stuff is like, that's what I take.
Nice.
Big album. You think that what was going on in 1977, right? You were the dying portion of disco.
Yeah.
There was a few albums that were rock. So if you're into rock, what did you have to choose from? It was like Kiss, the Eagles. I mean, there wasn't a lot of these Sticks. I mean, a lot of stuff was the theatrical, but this is one of the big ones. This is gigantic.
Sure. Well, and another band that you guys do that's huge, obviously, it's Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, yeah.
So, you're talking about Ariel. Yeah, there you go. So, how have you ever been on stage and you kind of forget which band you're in at the time and start doing the wrong one, or?
We have these things where we're like, we're not just a tribute to Meat Loaf, but we're also a tribute to Jim Steinman. And for Fleetwood, we'll be like, we're not just a tribute to Stevie Nicks, but we're a tribute to Jim Steinman. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, we're kind of, the days and the bands get blurred for sure.
Nice.
Cleveland.
Yes. Spinal Tap, indeed.
Exactly.
Or starting the song in the room, or not starting it right at all. Yes.
Nice.
That too.
Now, and you talked about earlier, some of these artists, they're getting older. And now with you guys going out and performing, are you seeing a younger generation kind of coming to the music for the first time and appreciating it?
Those two girls that we saw with the parents that time, the girls that wore the two shirts at that one show we saw.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
You wouldn't have expected them to even know who Meat Loaf was.
But you grew up with in your household. Your parents listened to. I grew up loving Elvis. Right?
Sure.
I got a chance. That was my first concert to see Elvis, but I wouldn't have had
Just at our
chance
last.
to see him 10 times.
Yeah, man. At our last show, I guess, so there was a 18-year-old girl in the front row, and I got a message a week prior, and I guess her boyfriend messaged me. It's like, hey, my girlfriend's a huge fan of Meat Loaf because of her father. Can you please play For Crying Out Loud? And the girl's in the front row singing every word to the song. He, our drummer, didn't know and was like, you know what? This girl's singing everything. I'm just going to give her her drumsticks. And I'm like, that's the actual girl that asked me to do For Crying Out
See,
Loud.
that's the kind of stuff I talk about, the connection that I look for.
Yeah.
I saw that girl. She wasn't even like singing it. She felt like it was a life.
Yeah, there's a serious connection.
Yeah, there was a connection there, big time. So even while he was doing the song, I felt compelled to just go. Like, she earned it. You know?
And we had a gig in North Carolina 2 weeks back, and it was Meat Loaf opening up for Fleetwood, which is really weird. I'm like, we're doing our thing. Everybody is there to see Fleetwood, and Meat Loaf was a late ad because the opener kind of dropped off. And we were doing our Meat Loaf set, and Paradise is like the last one. And before we did Paradise, this young girl comes up and goes, hey, can you do Paradise by the Dash? And I'm like, what? What? You're like 19.
Like, yes, for you, sure, we'll go ahead and do it.
Walking
Amazing.
into a show and having a lady with an actual stoplight. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
she
in
dressed up
Nashville.
like an actual stoplight.
Yeah,
It had
dashboard.
on the,
Yeah.
It had a car dashboard on there. Like,
Yeah, it's
Here's Ariel.
Here, take over. Dive in.
Hold on.
and you're hired.
No, wait. Hold just for a second.
okay, you got it. Yeah,
You guys are going to get to hear from Ariel, which is exciting.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a whole new fan base and young, crowd that's getting groomed with their parents.
You know what I take to for myself? One other thing I'll add for sure is that I
Thank you.
never,
Appreciate it.
when I came into this band, I knew one song, literally. And he asked me to learn it, and I wasn't really a fan, and I said no at the time. And then he's like, just come see a show. Come see a show. So I went and I watched these guys, and I saw a show. And literally, I was mesmerized. My jaw was on the floor.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how good it was. So anybody that wasn't a Meat Loaf fan before they see this show, 9 times out of 10 walks out being a recruited fan from there on out. That's the big takeaway from
If you get 2 out of 3, that ain't bad. So
yeah, exactly. But seriously, like if you haven't seen the show and you see the show, it's got that kind of an impact.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. A lot of these tribute bands, they're bands,
Yeah.
and what we do is we're legit.
like the full experience.
It's a full experience. It's beautiful. We're pulling all emotions out. It's it's like it's a beautiful thing to witness.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, Meat Loaf obviously in the past year or so unfortunately passed away. When that happened, did you guys feel any extra, I don't know if pressure is the right word, but a feeling of more of a responsibility to kind of live up to his standard? For any of you.
So
For him, baby.
So I could tell you from the beginning, I wanted to bring the A game, before he passed, and I just wanted to meet him, and for him to be like, man, you're amazing. And then he passed, and I got a lot of people texting me and like, oh my God, now's your time. And I'm like, man, I'm just hurt that I didn't get to meet the guy. So I feel like from the beginning, I wanted to always be at the optimal meet, and I haven't felt any pressure, since maybe learning the lyrics and being like, damn, this is gonna be hard. But yeah, so she's doing everything she can. By the way, you might be witnessing Ariel avoiding things here.
The true star of the band.
Yeah.
The figment of your imagination.
How was the lyrics? I mean, think of the lyrics. There's a lot of lyrics. These are not short songs. They're 11 minutes
Yeah.
long. There's no teleprompter. This guy's not having a cheat sheet in front of him.
When I was learning this thing, it was hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Especially because there was the catalog that I knew. I knew I'd Do Anything for Love, and I knew Rearview Mirror, and maybe Total Eclipse, which I barely sing, or It's All Coming Back to Me Now, which I kind of sing. But for the most part, it was many, many hours of learning his inflections and lyrics. It was a dizzying process.
Absolutely. Now, where do you guys see yourself, or where do you want to be in about 5 years?
Vegas.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Doing a residency?
Yeah, baby.
That's the goal.
That would be awesome.
We definitely look up to Neverland Express or Celebration of Bat. They used to be called Bat. Now they're Celebration of Meat Loaf. Lead singers Caleb Johnson won The Voice. We look up to them very much, but they are literally Meat Loaf's band. They're not really considered a tribute.
Sure.
So hopefully, we can get to Vegas before they do, but we do look up to them.
Sure.
Yep.
Well, guys, I want to thank you for this time. I know you're about to get ready to go on show and rock it, and we're looking forward to seeing you again. And before we go, is there anything that any of you would like to say to fans?
I would say thank you for the experience. Thanks for the opportunity to, do this, and hope to see you guys soon when we get back. That's all I can say. Sure.
We love you guys.
Well, Meat Loaf was quoted as saying the last thing he said was, keep rocking. So
There we go.
keep on rocking.
I love that. And as always, thank you guys so much. This has really been a blessing talk with y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Brian.
It's an honor. It really is. We appreciate it. And as always, we want to thank you guys for spending this time with us. We love you all. God bless, and rock on.
Meat Loaf!